Paper planes. I liked paper planes, when I was a kid. But the funny thing was, I've always envied people that could make paper planes, and it was so funny because it was quite easy to learn. I never really thought why I didn't just ask my friends or somebody that could make paper planes to help me make it. And I remember the first time I've learnt, someone taught me how to make paper planes. I believe it was a friend. And I wasn't even that young, but all I remember was after that point I really started. I got obsessed with making paper planes. And the thing is, the song's not really about paper planes or that concept of paper planes, but it's the idea of something so nimble, something so fragile, I guess you could say. I think without being tampered and with the right amount of guidance, could, to my knowledge, go pretty far. Someone was asking for a paper plane tutorial. You know what? I don't know how good I am right now with paper planes, and they were like, how do you know the knots of... And I was just like, put your hand out. They were like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, feel it. The wind's blowing this way. And they're like, yeah, we know where it's blowing, but how fast is it blowing? I was like, feel it. It's blowing this fast. So yeah. Anyway. Good point. Someone's telling me to rename the song before I forget it. I absolutely will. Certainly not. I certainly will remember this one as well. It's called Tight. Quite amusing if you do ask me. Maybe it was tight, maybe it was maybe I was on a tight schedule or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for today, right? I do have to go back and I do have to finish a few things on my list to do, my to-do list. But I just really wanted to come by and say hello and, really give you guys a lot of thanks and absolutely my appreciation for how much you guys have been there, and how much you guys are still there. 고마워요. 진짜, it means a lot. I think the past few days, I think the past few weeks and days I've been absolutely flogged, if you know what that means. I've been absolutely drained, I'm just I do it to myself, don't I? I guess I don't know when to rest, but I no more than that too, but I think, trying to deal with a lot of my episodes, here and there, but, it is what it is. Remember, boys and girls, and just, everything does come at a cost. I will give you that. So be sure to look after yourself, right? I know y'all are probably speak for yourself, but I do agree. I am working on it. I will say, a lot of these things when I see we hit the 10 million mark, it does bring a lot of life out of me. Even so, when I'm kind of dipping here and there, so it is really nice to see a lot of you guys really doing amazing and supporting the team. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for supporting everyone I think that is all I ever asked for, is, you know, so you guys could just be very supportive of the team, and not just me. I really want you guys to be as immersive and as obsessive, if not more, to everyone in my team. I think that's first and foremost for me. And, you know, they look after me extremely well, and it's my job to look after them, and it is our job to look after you guys, and vice versa, right? I think that's why we're such a unit, absolutely impeccable. And again, I think it's a beautiful thing. We're not, we might not be around forever. Well, honestly saying, we're not really around forever. But mind you, I think that's what makes the whole process more beautiful than it is. If we were here forever, would you ever commit to going out of bed? Or would you ever commit to going out if you knew you had so much? So with that being said, I just wanted to say that that's why you should make most of your moments. You should make the most out of it, right? You should make the most out of every little tiny bit, good and bad. Just like the good times don't last, the bad times don't last either. You might think, oh, it's done, I'm done, it's it for me. But, you know, how many times have you told yourself that? You might be going through it right now. And I will tell you, things will get better. And then things quickly won't. And then things quickly will. I think it's a way of life. It's a funny way. It's a funny way life has, balancing yourself out. Right? But again, we can never be the judge of what happens after. We should never assume it's ignorance. Sorry, my bad. We should never assume that it's malice. We should always assume that's ignorance for the most part. I felt like that was the most healthiest way. And if it is, then so be it, right? But again, take care of yourself, guys. You know, you're here. You're up and about. You're never alone, right? Even if it's somebody that you can somewhat have some type of connection through, whether that be through art, music, whether that be through, I don't know, cake, then I guess that is all anybody could really ask for at the end of the day, right? Sometimes, gosh, I just sounded like the I just sounded like the audio from Sometimes I. Sometimes, I will say, you don't know what people are going through, right? Oftentimes, more than others, people that really do go through a lot will be the last to show it, you know. And on that note, that is a little, I guess you could say, a little two cents from me. It's okay to show it. It's you know, you're only strong because you should also know how to ask. Sorry, that doesn't make any sense. You're not weak if you ask somebody for help. I think the strongest know how to ask for help. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Sometimes you need time to yourself. And sometimes people can overstep your boundaries. But, you know, for the most part, you are who you project. So if you're projecting someone that's constantly not showing face, and by face I mean constantly not really showing, you know, your troubles and worries, because you're so independent and you're so careful on burdening others, especially your loved ones. Yes, we've been there, we've done that, and we're constantly doing it. And that's why I like to think more times than not, Being complacent could be one of the most dangerous things to somebody. Yes, being comfortable and happy is another, but being complacent in a situation where you're so, I guess you're so prone to being ambitious, could be quite dangerous. Because it could be a never-ending war. To those that are at school, it's not the end of the world. Once school finishes and you have no idea what you're going to do after school. Trust me, I know. A lot of my friends and a lot of, well, me included, never really ended up doing what we said we were meant to do in school. It never really meant much, other than creating a lot of, I guess you could say, social skills and things that you would need to cater to every now and then to just, I guess, be able to not be looking like you live under the rock. School's not the end of everything. So is not after school. So is your mid-20s. Your whole 20s should be a time where you fuck up the most, and you should be absolutely clueless. I will even say up to your 30s. You should have no idea what the fuck you're doing. If you ask me, well, do you know what you're doing? Honestly, I could tell you I don't. I really don't know what I'm doing. I can honestly say I struggle with that question on a daily. I still do. I still don't know what I'm doing, But you might say, oh, well, you're doing so much. Yes, I know the importance of what I do, and I understand the importance of what it means to me on different levels. But that still doesn't really get rid of the constant, two-AM thoughts of like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing is what's proper for me. But times like that, you gotta stop yourself right there. Alright, you're going down the rabbit hole. Christian. Stop it there. The world is still revolving, isn't it? I'm not really gonna go places in my mind, and nothing's gonna really change for me in the physical. So might as well just stop thinking about it. I have a little rule in DPR. We don't ponder about too many of our problems and issues no longer than 5 or 10 minutes when we're in the working space. I think there's a time and a place for everything. That doesn't mean to the fact that we're trying to undermine someone's feelings. Everyone has a right to their own feelings. But I'll give you an example. If you saw me in a rut, right, and you really cared about me, right, you really cared about somebody, but you saw them in a rut and you knew why they were in a rut, I would never want anybody to stoop down to my level when I came to that. Sometimes I do need empathy, sometimes I do need sympathy, but no more than 5 minutes, please. You give me any more than that, then you're telling me that I should be completely absorbed in my absolute rut, and you're never going to get me out of it. So, if I really cared about you, as much as you hate me when I confront you and I say, get up, get up. You need to get up. It's like, oh, but it hurts. It really does. It's like, I know it hurts, but it's because I love you, alright? I love you so much that I know the longer you stay there, the longer you're not gonna get out. So get up. It's like, I hate you. Oh, why don't you understand me? I do understand you, but you're gonna thank me later, I promise. So we take that in, and as much as it hurts, you will need to push that, because I would want somebody to do that for me. Mind you, everyone's a bit different in their own rights, and they have every right to be. There's never a right or wrong, really, but I feel like there is a certain structure to seeing when somebody's on a decline, and not really intervening in the way that you should. You're not friends. You can't be an amazing friend if you just pat somebody on the back and be like, everything's going to be okay, when clearly they're breaking down. Where's the courtesy of that? So I will hug everyone if I can, but I will say, you're stronger than you think. You know that too. So I'm talking to that version of you. I'm not talking to the version of you that's out here. And mind you, it's not because I undermine you, it's because I respect you. And you can be so much more. I'd want that to be done to me too. Right. So I know I went on a bit of a rant there, and I usually do when it comes to 3 p.m. Workload, want to go on, need to get away type of thing. But next time you see someone struggling, and next time you see somebody really needing your help, if you do decide to extend a hand, please see through to it, because it's one thing to be like, I've tried, but fuck this, I can't do it, it's draining me. Yes, sometimes you're right, sometimes it can drain somebody, and sometimes you shouldn't extend any more than you have to. But just because that person doesn't change according to your assumptions and terms, that doesn't mean that person can't change. Sometimes everyone has to go at their own pace. That's a key word. Everyone goes at their own pace, whether you like it or not. You can't force somebody's pacing. You can't force your pacing onto somebody else and expect them to get to somewhere, or them to understand. Life is tough, yes, but it's also beautiful. So, it's a matter, it really depends how you see it. You can look at all the miserable and terrible things that has ever happened to you. I can reflect on all the things that happened to us in the past year or so. But like I said last time, and I can reflect on the things that happened to me, Tarbin, the team. But on the flip side, look what it's bringing now. Look what you're getting. Look what Tarbin's becoming. Look what I'm doing. There's got to be some magic to that. Blessings in disguise. It's a matter of how you look at it. They say what? Forgiveness is key. They say that not to make more trouble, but it's to put you at ease. A lot of the times I did talk about this with a lot of my team, but more times than not, when we say, I stand up for bullying, for example, there's a lot of personal attachment to that phrase, right? It's not the idea of like I don't stand up. I don't like bullies. Period. I don't like bullies because of certain X and Y experiences. That's why you can never undermine somebody's experiences when they say that, and not have them expect, understand, but you might be doing the same to others. Sometimes some people just need time to heal, and that comes from an idea of understanding. If you don't know how to talk somebody's language, and I don't mean the national kind, then you're going to have a very hard time seeing eye to eye. But you have to be willing to unlearn somebody's language, and I don't mean again the national languages that we brought up in. I do mean how somebody talks. I talk in a way where my love language is this. Or I say this is my language in terms of like how I show my appreciation. Might be very different from yours. That doesn't mean my intent is absolutely different, or that doesn't mean my intent is completely ajarred. We might have the same intent, but it might be coming from a different language. So keep that in mind. And this is why I say never assume it's malice. Always assume it's ignorance. if you assume it's malice, and I'm not telling you it's going to be ignorance most of the time. But again, most of the times, if you assume it's malice and it's not, then you end up creating so many scenarios in your head that you realize it just absolutely takes the stress and the wind out of you, and you come to a point where all you really needed was a conversation, and it could have been that easy that you just disapproved. I feel like a lot of fights happen because of assumption to malice, and more times than not, people will have these fights. A lot of the people involved, they'll have the opposition or the opposite will have no idea why they're so mad. Sounds familiar. But yeah, this is all, by the way, just personal opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Everyone's absolutely entitled to their own opinion. This is just mine. Just from where I've been, from where I've been, I guess you could say, curated to, where I've been sliced and diced, and now just absolutely put on display to. It's just my 2 cents from what I've been picking up. You don't really have to be an empath to know how to feel or read somebody, to feel what they're feeling. It's yeah. I'm glad you think it's free therapy. It's free therapy for me. I'm just enjoying my raspberries, making music, trying to get my message across to people, and hopefully in return have that message do something for them, meaning hoping it will grow or build them. People are always growing. People are always forever going to be afraid of change. And the more you try to embrace change, the more you'll go looking for it sometimes. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to always need to change, but you will always change. You're not the same person you are yesterday, and you'll never be the same person you are tomorrow. And again, and what's the use of worrying about what you've done in the past, and what is to happen in the future? It's quite seemingly pointless, but yet we still do it because we like to ponder upon our old selves or the selves that we're going to be in the future. Why? The selves we're going to be in the future is something to look forward to. People need something to look forward to. That is why we make goals. Quite literally, it's because if we feel like we're living a life that is completely disadjourned and feels like it's going nowhere, then yeah, there's your sense of lack of security, and there's your sense of fear of the unknown. We are most scared of what we don't understand. That's why I say a lot of the deepest and darkest moments you have, and you might translate them to being a monster. No, so all it really is, it's just being misunderstood. That doesn't necessarily mean it's evil, it's bad. It's just misunderstood. You need to take time to heal. You need to take time to understand. If you're not willing to do that, then so should be no demands to the other side. Right. Yeah. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. It's free therapy, and thank you. Well, I'm glad you think so. I do believe it's also part of my therapy. It feels like I am talking to a therapist right now. I feel like you guys are great listeners. What other choice do you have, really? But thank you for listening. You don't really have to. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you decide to stay in here, and listen to me ranting about God knows what. I still lack so much, and and yet I talk about it as if I have it in the back of my hand, which I don't. But I do believe in projection. whatever you say is you're more keen on getting it, you know, or getting there at least. I'm glad I could be a safe place. You know, I do feel like Dreamers and the art that I create has become my safe place, only because I have an audience that I can absolutely trust and content to. I will say my art is not for everyone, nor should I really believe I should be making it for everyone. Come in. No, I'm just on live.
Just admiring life.
Yes.
Do you have like 10 to 15 minutes off?
Yeah. Sorry,
Oh shit, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I know I'm on here for quite a long time. Say hi, Ryu.
Sorry guys to interrupt your life.
No,
I
what do you
didn't see
mean?
it on Instagram, that's
Oh yeah, sorry, it's just TikTok. I should have told you, sorry. That's Ryu, everybody. He's my little brother.
Sorry guys.
My little brother from another mother. Absolutely adore him, by the way. It's an amazing thing that we have new people on our team, and he's somebody that I've always been really committed to. He grew out his own brand back in Australia. Has an amazing family. Quite the role model that I look up to, actually. Someone that I really aspire to be. Having to be able to counterbalance a family and learning how to really place your values, and still learning and still knowing how to keep yours to the core. Gosh, absolutely respectable. A leader, everybody. But anyway, I think you know, my time is adjourned, and I do as you can see, I have to go back to work. Hope you you know, didn't get too bored or anything. Hope I could help. Miss you a lot. Love you all. Smile a bit. You know, you don't have to look so goddamn cranky. Stop crying. You know, but you look. Well, no, you look pretty good when you cry too. So cry as much as you want. They say crying is healthy for you. Some, you know, it's also a blessing to be able to cry. I have a very hard time crying sometimes. But yes, I will be seeing you this year. Listen, guys, I think I will be touring this year. I'm a little scared, you know, but I hope you guys come to it. I really do hope you guys show up. I love you guys so much. Take good care of yourself, right? Eat a lot of, I was going to say a lot of jelly, but you know, you shouldn't eat too much jelly. Again, go outside for a bit. Go play in the sun. If you don't have the sun, I don't know, maybe a good tungsten light bulb will do. Alright, take good care of yourselves. Love you all. Thank you for the 10 million. If it's raining, go play out in the rain, unless it's acid rain. Alright? Hey, be sad for about 10 more minutes, and after that, you know, go pick yourself up. I love you all. You deserve it. Mwah. Take care of yourselves. Now, I obviously have a hard time turning this off. Okay, see you guys later. Hard time turning this off. Okay.